Here's how to create sci-fi buildings and skyscrapers in Blender in just minutes. I'll be using some of these techniques in an upcoming video with NVIDIA Studio on November 11th, where I'll be taking full advantage of the speed of the GeForce RTX 4090 to create an entire sci-fi world, the concept most of you voted for, in just 3 days. Starting with our most hated default cube, we'll scale it twice, then in edit mode snap it along the Z so it's sitting on the origin point. Scale along the Z about so, and then in edit mode drop in a few loop cuts on that cube. With edge select mode you can grab some edges and Control B to bevel a sharp corner on them. Bevels are nice and sci-fi-y. Then select everything and right click to subdivide it once. Adding more bevels to those edges because again it's sci-fi-y. Then subdivide again and split your window to slap a material on this. Switching to our shader editor and then unwrapping with U and choosing cube projection. With node ring enabled, Control T on that principled shader to add in a new texture, and open up this glass building texture, link in description. To fix that texture stretching, go Control A and apply the scale, then U cube projection again. Now to the material, give it 100% metallic. Drop in a color ramp and connect the texture to the roughness. Adjust these values to get some cool reflections in the building, and you can also drop in a bump node, connect the color ramp to the height, and drop that into the normal. Of course, with a small strength. Now for some variation, add in a second material. In edit mode, switch to face select, just selecting random faces on either side of the mesh to assign this material to. Now you can select and extrude those faces out a little bit, Control plus and assign the material to those new faces. Now add in a texture on this second material, and this one will just be some scratched up metal. Now you'll want to delete the texture coordinate node on both of these materials and add in the input attribute node. Connect the vector up and type in UV map. This will be needed later on for the geometry nodes. Play around with the scale value until the metal looks good. You can also connect that texture up to the roughness. Alright, now on to the skyscraper, so move that chunk of sci-fi aside and go Shift A, add in a cube, pull the top face way up along the Z, and go Control R to drop in a bunch of loop cuts. Now it's on to geometry nodes. Open up a new geometry nodes window here in the bottom, and click new for some geo nodes. Shift A, and the first node we're going to look up is the mesh to points node. Go ahead and drop that in, and you can see it changes our new cube to a bunch of points, which is what we want. Now grab our sci-fi cube and drag it into your geometry nodes window. Add in a second geo node. This will be the instance on points node, and connect our object info node to the instance. Hey, we got a tower of sci-fi cubes. Now add in the random value node and connect this to the scale. That does quite a lot. Duplicate that random value node, change it to vector, and connect it to the rotation. Here's why we want vector, because we want to zero out all these values except for the Z rotation. Give this a value of something like 45. Now to make the rotation a little less random, we're going to add in a new node. This will be the vector math node. Drop it right in and change it from add to snap. Now change the Z value here to something like 11 until everything looks nice and straight on your rotations. Now if you turn X-ray mode on, you can start scaling up some of those vertices on our tower and forming a unique mesh with geonodes. For more detail, you can add in the subdivide mesh and drop right into your geometry. This will give you even more sci-fi detail. Then go ahead and scale and extrude this mesh, moving it around to create whatever sort of sci-fi skyscraper you want. It's actually really fun modeling with geonodes, and not half as scary as it may sound. In rendered view, you can see that's looking really cool. Now there is one last geonode that we want to add, and that is the realize instances node. Connect this at the very end, and this basically turns all those instances back into a mesh, because we need that for the next step here, which is back in our shader material. Now we can add some cool details to this material. Start by adding in the ambient occlusion node with the color ramp node. Connect that up and crunch the white value here. With this data, we can add in a color mix node, connecting it to our building texture, giving the bottom color a nice dirty, rusty sort of grunge color, and connecting the color ramp up to the factor. Here you can see this is adding that color everywhere the ambient occlusion is landing. You can add more detail to this by adding in a texture Musgrave texture, cranking the scale really high with a little bit of detail, and then duplicating a mix shader here, changing it from mix over to screen, and connecting it to our ambient occlusion color ramp. Now you can see if we use this before the invert node as a factor, we get some nice grungy details. There's a few settings on the AO node that you may or may not want to use. The inside option seems to kind of invert the ambient occlusion, so if you don't want that, just crank the black value up nice and high on your color ramp. That gives you the grunge only in the corners, so you can play around with the setting both ways. That looks quite a bit better. Now you can add some more realism by going to the preferences and enabling the add-on Ivy Gen. If you hit N to bring up your properties tab, it will be at the bottom once enabled. I don't often use the Ivy Gen add-on because the results always kind of look similar, but for this skyscraper, I thought it worked really well. Increasing the max Ivy length up to something like 25, increasing the leaf size, and reducing the leaf probability is the only settings I need to change. Shift click to place your 3D cursor wherever you want this ivy to grow from. Click add new ivy and wait for Blender to do its thing. A few moments later, we have some really really detailed looking ivy added to our skyscraper, and all we need to do is slap a basic bark material on the curves and a leaf material on the leaves. Textures will be available in the description below, and I think it looks really cool to add some nature to our modern sci-fi skyscraper, which is always our goal, right? I mean, as long as it's easy. It's super easy now to edit the base mesh and have some super detailed buildings. Stay tuned for my full Sci-Fi Worlds video dropping November 11th with NVIDIA Studio. You guys won't want to miss it.